What's up, guys? It is Mindy, the Karmic DF from TikTok, and today we're going to talk about how spiritual awakenings are not a straight line, and you are probably pushing yourself into the ground, beating yourself up that you are not exactly where you thought you'd be. So we're going to break down tools that you can use so that you can stop with the inner critic, and just so that you can know that you are exactly where you need to be, and that it is really your ego that is trying to die, that is making you think that you're doing it all wrong. Totally can relate. So I'll give you some tips and I'll let you understand why it is that you feel like you're not doing right, like you're going backwards suddenly, because you're actually not. You're actually doing the work, the inner work, and we're going to describe how that really works for you. So as always, if you like these videos, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into it. Before we get started, you are going through a spiritual awakening, and I am sure that you've lost a lot of people, and you're probably going through it right now, and you probably need a hug. And this is where we're going to start to teach your brain that you are your own parent, your own spouse, your own best friend. So you know what you need right now? You need a hug, and you need to start practicing this. And I know this sounds corny, but you're going to do it. We're going to do it together. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, put your arms around yourself so that your hands literally reach your back. I got a clicker, so I can't do it fully. And you're going to myself so hard to cut off. You're going to hug yourself really, really tight so that it feels like it's not even you. Close your eyes and squeeze, because what that does is it tells your body that you're being addressed, you're being acknowledged. You're giving yourself that love that you feel like you've been deprived of. So that is a little trick that we just throw in the beginning, but do it as often as you can, whenever you need it, because you're starting to learn that only you can show up for yourself. Have you been feeling like you're a black sheep? Have you felt that way your whole life? Well, you're going to have to start getting used to the fact that you are going to be your own provider. You're going to be your own best friend. You're going to be your own parent, because you are going to reparent yourself and relearn to love yourself. And that comes with being that person that you need for yourself. You can't always go to friends, especially if you keep vibing upwards. You're going to lose everybody. Well, not necessarily everybody. There are always solid people in our lives that will stick around for the long run. But the people that are not meant to be will obviously fade away. And you've probably learned that by now, because this is for the people that are going through the spiritual awakening and they're like, I did the work. Why am I still in pain? It's because growth is not linear, and the spiritual awakening is not linear. And when I decided to make this video, Spirit showed me kind of like a roller coaster almost, where it's like you start here, right? You're unconscious. You remember that, because you're opening your consciousness so that you're more conscious to the world. Because remember, I like to throw in therapy and science as well into my videos, and I believe it's either 90 to 95%. As you get older, it gets worse. So you're only working at 10% consciousness, and the rest is your subconscious program. Just keep going. That's why you don't have to think about getting ready for work and stuff like that, because that's something that you're used to, and you're trying to break that subconscious programming. So give yourself a break while you're doing this. So basically, when it comes to a spiritual awakening, you can't necessarily do it all at once, because you are peeling back. Yeah, now I'm seeing an onion. You're peeling the layers of all of the subconscious programming, and that takes time. And your spirit guides are not going to want you to have a whole crisis, life crisis, where you feel like you need to be hospitalized, because that's what would happen if you got rid of everything all at once. So when I'm talking about the graph, this is how it looks when you're doing your spiritual awakening. You start down here, right? And you do that work. Okay, now it's time for inner child healing. That's going to bring you back down right to where you feel like you started. And that's why you're feeling like, oh no, I'm going backwards. What am I doing wrong? Nothing. You're purging. You're doing your inner child healing work. And when you get out of that phase, you go a little bit higher than where you were the last time you rose. Does that make sense? So think about a graph that goes like this, with a lot of dips, and the dips are always going to be down here, because that's you purging. So that's you crying, that's you realizing that you can't deal with certain friends, family situations, whatever it is that you have to release and let go of. That's always going to be down here, because that's you purging, you releasing, you getting rid of an ego that needs to be let go of. But it is still positive growth as you go. You are still going up. But in order to go up, you have to release. And so as you're releasing, you feel like you're going backwards. And I've seen a lot of spiritual teachers that kind of think of it more as like a staircase that goes like this. And I could see how that works kind of, but I feel like it's easier to explain it as these dips will make you feel like you've gone backwards, but in reality, these dips are all of the ego releasing, all of the inner child healing. So it's going to feel like you're starting from the moment I said that, I just heard started from the bottom, now we're here. So yeah, don't beat yourself up when you're having these moments when your body is telling you that it is time to release, to purge. Because imagine if you were like, okay, I'm going to purge everything that has ever gone wrong in my life, everything that I was unconscious to, everything that is negative. I'm going to purge it all in 1 week. Like, imagine if you had this. Like, oh my God, I can't even imagine. That's terrifying. If you did that, you would probably go insane, to be honest with you, because I don't know how many spiritual awakenings you've been through precisely, but this is a constant thing. You are constantly evolving. So if you were to somehow be able to do all that work in like one sitting, God help you. That's all. Like, I wouldn't even know what to say. Like, I'm dumbstruck by that because it's impossible. So give yourself a break. This is not a linear thing. Healing's not linear. Growth is not linear. And you're not used to being there for yourself. You're not used to listening to your body, to your intuition, to your heart, to your needs. You're not used to it. So you're going to catastrophize if you think something's going wrong. And in reality, nothing's going wrong. You're exactly where you need to be. But with growth comes more purge so that you can grow more. Does that make sense? The thing that's fairly common is it will feel like you're having an identity crisis more often than just this one time. Like I've said before, the spiritual awakening will happen in multiple like little spurts. Like as I said that, I'm seeing like little fireworks. It's like you'll be awakened and then you have to like readjust. Now I'm seeing wires in a back. Yeah. So basically, sorry guys, sometimes I channel, sometimes I'm prepared to talk, and now I'm channeling, I guess. So basically what I'm seeing is like spiritual awakening comes into bursts of energy. So it's like you're finally ready to take on this next step. So you're getting up there and you're doing the work and you're becoming more conscious, and now you're adjusting to a different timeline, a different frequency, a different wavelength. And as you're doing that, you have to release old paradigms. So now what I'm seeing is like it's kind of like wires in your back, and as you're doing the work, you have to purge, and now you need to be rewired, and now you need to be set in. And I don't know if you watch your own videos, because I've watched mine too as well, where a lot of spiritual people say that you'll go offline for a little bit and it'll feel like you're lost. But in reality, yeah, Spirit's showing me, no, you're not out of reality. What's happening is you're being rewired into the paradigm that you've worked to put yourself into. So you are consistently evolving, but it takes time and it takes purging. You adapt to the new world that you have. And then this is why those identity crises tend to happen, because again, the growth is not just one swoop. You are constantly forever doing healing work. You are constantly forever learning and adjusting and figuring out who it is that you truly are. I'm channeling real hard right now, and this is hard for me. Okay, Spirit, what? Okay, I don't know if a lot of you feel like giving up right now, because I keep hearing don't give up, and I keep being shown like a grid around Earth. So I'm seeing like lights. Oh, this is really pretty. Where it's like strings of lights around. Oh, okay. So you guys are feeling alone, which I totally can relate to, because you probably don't have people around you that are like you. And what I'm seeing is we are, oh, I got the chills when I said that. We were intentionally placed, this is not meant to be in the video, but I guess it is. We were intentionally placed in different places throughout the earth so that we can help collectively to raise the vibration. So you feel like a black sheep, you feel like the scapegoat, you feel like you're misunderstood, like nobody understands you, which is totally, I get that. Can relate, 100% honey, I can relate. But don't give up, because I'm seeing that the lights, like the energetic lights are like, they're getting brighter and we're getting closer, and like the field, the energetic field is like, it's raising. And that's why you're feeling this need to purge. And that's why, okay, that's why Mercury retrograde was really important, because maybe a lot of you purged during this Mercury retrograde. Maybe a lot of you, yeah, because now they're pointing to me. Okay, so maybe you purged some childhood wounds and you realized that you weren't going to accept less than what you deserve because you decided to choose yourself finally. And if that's what you did, I'm very proud of you. And if that's where you're headed, keep going because you are not in the wrong place. And sorry, I'm so sorry. They want you to stop letting your brain get in the way. I know it's okay. We're just going to channel, I guess. I know it's hard. I know it doesn't feel like it's realistic. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, but your heart knows better than your brain does. Your heart knows better than the people around you that have something to say. They are not living your life. It is up to you to decide what life you want to live. There is no limitations. The only limitation is your mind. Whew, that was intense. All right. So believe in yourself, you know. I'm sorry that this went a little bit sideways, but sometimes I can't really control when I channel. So I don't know who that was for. It's probably for everybody watching this video. Believe in yourself because you are helping the grid. You are helping the consciousness uplift in this planet. Yeah, because now they're taking me to my personal life a little bit. And it's like, maybe you've noticed that because you've changed, the people around you, though the growth is very, very minuscule, maybe you've noticed that the people around you are starting to change a little bit because you've laid down foundations of boundaries. You've laid down foundations of, this is who I am now, take it or you don't get me. This is something that you have to consistently work on because it is hard when you have to do another purging, and you're going to be consistently purging until you get into where it is that you need to be. And in order to do that, you have to trust your body. You got to stop listening to your brain because your brain's going to fight you. Your brain is your ego, and you are ripping away everything that you have ever known. Literally everything that you have ever known. If you had a troubled childhood, if you had parents that didn't show up for you, you decided to break that chain. You decided to create a new reality for yourself. You did that. So when you hit those low points again that I was talking about originally before I got so rudely interrupted, love you guys, love you, spirit. But when you're going through those dips, I want you to realize that it is not in vain. You are simply purging again to again get back to the timeline that you are meant to be on, the frequency you are meant to be on, the vibration that you are meant to be aligned with next. Before spirit takes over my whole video, let's talk about tips that I use so that even though it is hard, and even though we have these moments when we're like, oh my God, am I going backwards? Am I 11:55 on the clock while I'm saying this? If we feel like we're going backwards and we feel like we're not where we need to be, and then we're like, oh my God, are we in the wrong place? Oh my God, are we following the wrong path? Maybe we're wrong. We can like catastrophize. There it is. Thanks, Spirit. Catastrophize. And we can overanalyze what's going on because we're scared, because we are literally getting rid of our egos right now. And you should be very proud of yourself. But tips for this is be easy on yourself. And as you're going through this, I want you to remember, and this is going to sound kind of, but go with it. There is no such thing as good or bad people. There are people that are the product of, you know, ancestral trauma, their own unconsciousness, their own programming, but there is no good or bad. And when you can look at it that way, you can stop focusing on the outside world. You could stop beating yourself up and just realize it is what it is. And just keep focused on that mentality. It is what it is. This is life. You're not used to a life that society hasn't constructed for you. You're used to slave away, ignore your emotions, do the 9 to 5, don't speak up unless spoken to, respect your elders, all that crap, yada, yada. You are deconstructing all of it. Again, I'm seeing the onion. It's like peeling back all these layers, and it takes time and it's a process. So you're going to peel a layer back, and then you're going to shoot up because now you're feeling good and you're feeling inspired. But now it's time to do more healing work. So you're going to peel another layer back. But in all of these layers of peeling, you have to be kind to yourself. You have to realize that this is not just a one shot. It's a consistent journey. It's a consistent process. And sometimes you're going to have really great days and really great times where, you know, if you're somebody who wants to be a creative and go that route, there are going to be times when you feel super, super inspired. And then there are going to be times where your body's like, girl or boy, you need to rest. and you're going to want to fight that because you're feeling good inside. Don't do that. You have to start listening to body. You have to start ignoring mind. Body comes first, mind comes second, because your mind is going to fight you throughout your entire spiritual awakening because the ego doesn't want to die. Your ego is there for protection, right? But as you're changing your life, you're changing so much of it. And if you have fixed signs, especially like I have so many fixed signs, it's really hard to change. It is really hard to change. And that's why you can't keep beating yourself up. You are human and you are living a human experience you're truly a soul though, but you're living a human experience and you can't beat yourself up because think about it from this way. Right now, there are a lot of people that are just falling apart because the world looks like it's on fire, right? And it is to a degree. There are a lot of bad things happening and chaos will continue. It's not going to end anytime soon. So get used to this new normal while things shift so that we can get to where we need to be. You, yes, you amazing creature, are the change that we need for this world. So don't give up. Don't stop believing in yourself. The moment I said that, I heard, don't stop believing. I'm sorry that I'm channeling through this video. I don't know what's going on. I apologize. I don't have any control sometimes. And that's another thing too. Your gifts will start to turn on. So if you're not already talking to spirit, but you're doing all of the child healing and you're doing all the work and you're meditating, you're probably going to realize that you have some sort of gifts. So start to notice that too. I mean, even if you're an empath, that's clairsentience right there. You have that inner feeling when you're in an energy and you're like, ooh, this is not good energy. That's clairsentience. That's a gift. You can start to turn these gifts online. You are capable of that. This world is full of magic. We were just never allowed to see it. And that's something that you need to hold on to while you're going through this, because sometimes it is painful, man. And sometimes you feel really alone. But in reality, when you come back out from it, being alone, you're going to realize that it was you that did all that work by yourself. Nobody can take credit for how far you've come at the end of this, in the middle of this, wherever you are right now. No one can take credit for that except for you. And what better blessing is there than that? But anyway, going back to tips, I recommend personally that some people don't like making lists, but this is something that Spirit told me yesterday to bring up because I do it. Make a list and kind of hold yourself accountable, but to a degree. What is the dream reality that you see for yourself? Do you see that, or do you hold yourself back? Do you have a poverty mindset? Do you have a mindset where you had parents that told you that, you couldn't really dream big? You have to work hard for everything. Do you have a mind that holds you back? Start to make plans for yourself. Start to really visualize what it is that you want to be, who you want to be, and where you're going next. And start to live as if it was in the present moment. So for instance, I have a list that I live by every day where I live as if it was my dream reality. And I do everything that I would do if my dream reality was already here. And when you do this, you might have a list of like 20 things that you want to change about yourself, and you might not get all those done on the first day. That's okay. That's totally okay, because again, change is hard. Think about how many times you've tried to change other people. It didn't freaking work, right? Think about yourself and how hard it's been to change. We always assume we need to fix other people. In reality, we need to just focus on ourselves and watch our reality reflect that. Make a list. In mine, for instance, it's like I have to silent meditate in the morning. I have to pull cards every morning during the day so that I'm in constant contact with my spirit guides. Meditation at night, work out every day to keep my body healthy. These are things that I want for myself in the future as well as right now. Because if we're constantly chasing the future for happiness, we're never going to be happy. We have to focus in our present moment. We have to focus on our reality. And in order to change our reality, we have to change our present. We have to stop waiting for the future. We have to stop waiting for somebody to save us. We have to rely on ourselves. And it's not something that we know. It's foreign to us. So don't beat yourself up when you're trying to change, because change takes time. Sum it up. Focus on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Understand that your soul knows better than your brain does, because your brain is the accumulation of other people's voices, of the reality that you've been presented, but that's not the true reality of life. We have skewed so far away from who we are meant to be as a society, and we are finally getting back to that because of people like you. So start believing in yourself, start imagining, and start connecting with your inner child. Start feeling hopeful again. Start feeling like magic is true. It's possible, because I've already seen it. You can manifest the life that you want if you get out of your own way. And I'm going to leave you with a Brene Brown quote, though I'm going to butcher it a little bit, because I want you to think about this as you are going through these awakenings and as you are consistently beating yourself up. There are going to be people that have something to say. There are going to be people that don't support your journey, that think you're crazy, that think you should go to a psych ward, there's always going to be somebody that has something to say. But you know what? Like Brene Brown says, you stepped into the arena. You fought for yourself. You got your ass kicked time and time again, but you showed up. And the people that have something to say are always the people in the seats watching that are not brave enough to do the work. You are brave, you are here for a reason, and your heart and soul knows that you're here for a reason. So keep showing up for yourself, keep being your biggest support system, and watch your reality unfold into what it is that you were destined to achieve and accomplish. Because I promise you, you don't have dreams for no reason. You have dreams because that is exactly who you are meant to be. So own that and don't stray from it. Because look at the people that always have something to say. Are they living their authentic life? Are they living with bravery? Are they living with truth? Are they honest with themselves? Are they living a life that you would want to live? If they have something to say and you wouldn't want to live their life, then their voice, their opinion shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter, because your soul knows best. And as long as you follow that, you're going to get to where you need to be. You're going to meet the people that are going to appreciate, love, and respect you. And you are going to find true ultimate fulfillment that not many people get to find these days. And it all starts with you believing in yourself, de-rewiring. What is the terminology for that? Just get rid of all of the shit. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of all of the programming, get rid of all of the toxicity, get rid of all of the crap that they've given to you so that you couldn't believe in your creativity and your heart and who you are as a person, and just be you. Don't be hard on yourself when you have these dips in your awakenings. You are simply purging, because you probably didn't purge that the first part of your life because no one told you that you were allowed to. And this is me telling you, it is time to let go of the past. You are needed. We need you. We love you. I support you. You've got this. Believe in yourself. And I promise you, you will start to see your reality unfold into who and what you were always meant to be. To this video, please leave a comment. Let me know if you guys need help in other stuff. I would love to make videos based on what you guys need. So let me know. And as always, keep fighting the good fight. Keep believing in yourself and keep raising the vibration, because we all need you. We are all part of a team. We're a soul tribe. We're a soul family. And I couldn't do this without you. And we are all connected. Remember that. We are part of a grid of light. You are part of that grid. You are meant to change the world. You are meant to be that higher vibration to help the collective consciousness. And if that's a little out there for you, do some more shadow work and it might resonate in a couple months from now. You never know. I love you guys so much. Keep believing in your dreams and watch it manifest. Bye-bye.